The birds are out this morning talking to each other. Listen. Do you ever wonder what they're saying back and forth? Sometimes I wonder. You hear a dog barking in the background also. He's joining in on the conversation. They're a talkative bunch today, aren't they? Welcome everyone, Adam. The Woo here, the final full day of family time here in Indiana. My mom and dad are still here. My sister resides here. I am visiting here, all culminating in my mom's 70th birthday week. My mom is turning 70 years old, and it's a very good thing that we are all here together, spending time as a family. But that all ends mañana, tomorrow. It all comes to a close. They go back to the airport, driving down to Indianapolis. And I may or may not be jumping on a plane as well. Spoiler alert. It's my second channel, daily vlog channel. It's, look at that. It's the Daily Woo. I hear the train a-comin'. It's off in the background. And the sun is now rising underneath this... Is that a petunia? I've been browsing a few websites regarding this woman by the name of Pearl Elliott. She was nicknamed the Mystery Woman. She worked for John Dillinger in the mid-30s, early to mid-30s. She handled all the money, and it just so happened that she resided here in Kokomo, Indiana. This is one of the very few photos of her that you can find. This one perched on a horse. She died in 1935. A couple years prior to that, the authorities have been looking very heavily to try to catch her, with the ability to shoot on sight anyone that was associated with Dillinger. But she avoided them and ended up dying on her own before she could be caught. There's some pretty good information online on Wikipedia if you want to browse it. The last name Elliott was taken from her third husband, George. And another interesting fact, she died on my birthday, August 10th, at the age of 47. Goes through the process of her life from youth up to operating a brothel. The structure still remains in town, and her association with Dillinger, among others. I have to be honest, I knew nothing about the subject matter until a few minutes ago when I stumbled on a Facebook comment that someone left that it happened here in this general vicinity. And even though today is a huge chunk of family time, I try to dip away, maybe even bring my mom, dad, and sister along, see if some of the structures, some of the places that are listed online still exist 80 years later. Normally I pre-plan things a little bit better than this, but since I leave tomorrow, I don't want to pass this subject up, so heck it, let's do it. Any idea where the Pearl Elliott homestead and houses are? Or maybe the brothel? Point me in the direction of the brothel, please. No? You're shaking your head no? You'll notice the back seat is empty. Mom and Dad did not want to go on this adventure. My sister, however, opted to drive. She's chauffeuring me around. But since my parents fly out tomorrow, they just wanted to relax the most of the day today. As the story goes, in late November 1929, she lived at this residence, and the police showed up because they were summoned that her radiator cap was stolen from her car. When they arrived, they sensed something was happening inside the house. So 2 weeks later, they raided the inside and charged her with running a place of ill intent or ill repute, a house of ill repute. It went to court,
and the judge found her innocent.
The whole scenario sounds kind of bizarre to me. Why would the police care about a radiator cap on the car that was parked where this white car here is now? I think maybe they had a hunch on what was going on in this neck of the woods all along.
One of the most ruthless and infamous women in Indiana resided right there. I wonder if anyone after her that lived there was in the same category of ruthlessness. Just a couple years later, she went to work for Dillinger, and right along this now busted up railroad track is a 21-room boarding house formerly owned and ran by her. In 1934, this building was also raided under the assumption that Dillinger and his gang were in there. They weren't! But a couple hours later, Dillinger was caught in Tucson, Arizona. He wasn't here in Kokomo. He was found in Arizona. Years later, it was used as a storage facility. You can still see the engraving up there on the side of the bricks. This would be the back entrance, and there is a moon man. Oh, I hear a dog barking back there. Someone still lives. You hear that dog barking? The building is still occupied to this day.
All this history way down in Kokomo. Do you have any idea about the story until today?
I've never heard it before, nope.
Me either. You learn something new every single day.
Yep.
Now you can tell all your friends about the gangster history, the Dillinger connection, right here in Kokomo.
Old junkyard here behind this fence. Also some heavy machinery, a forklift. And I really like the ambiance of the non-working train tracks right next to this now discovered historic building. There's no sign, there's no placard, no information about it other than 1 or 2 articles on the internet. Pretty interesting.
Doing a little bit more reading up on the subject, she sold the building and the brothel business to a girl that worked for her, I think before the raid. And it was also said that one of the last times she was seen in public was attending Dillinger's funeral in Mooresville, Indiana. Dillinger was shot in an alley in Chicago. There's a huge tie-in because Kokomo's only about 3 hours from Chicago. There's also some other information saying that somewhere on this block there was another raid. I'm thinking at a local bar. I don't think that blue building was around in the late 20s. Possibly, but it could have been any of these. It could have been this one. It's really hard to use my Columbo-like research skills to figure out exactly where it was. Well, Mantis, it's been proven. You are no longer the most infamous creature in Kokomo. The title has been taken away from you. Is it really weird when I talk to inanimate objects on the side of the road?
When you scream at him, a little strange.
I see you there dancing. I see you there having a good time. It's probably the slowest moving wacky balloon man there. Look, he's just sitting there stagnant and still now. Cheer up, balloon man. Cheer up. A couple other fun facts about this city. The original Ponderosa Steakhouse started here, and then it closed. I don't think it's still open. As well as McDonald's, when they tried to convert the fast food style that you are familiar with now to a more upscale diner. According to the internet, that's happened here in Kokomo also and failed and went back to more of the traditional style. And it's called Stoplight City because per capita at one time there were more stoplights. Do you feel that way when you drive through town, that there are more stoplights here than any other area that you drive through normally?
There's a lot of stoplights, especially you go downtown. Stoplight after stoplight.
Just constantly go, stop and go, stop and go, stop and go.
You gotta hit it at the right time. If you can hit it the right time, you can get green the whole way through. If you dilly-dally, you're gonna get stuck.
I like that term. No dilly-dallying. Way down in Kokomo. That's how the song goes, right?
I don't know. Sing it one more time.
Way down in Kokomo.
Oh, that is it. Yes.
Nailed it. I'm constantly being doubted about the connection, but this proves it. Aruba, Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take ya to the cornfields. Way down in Kokomo. Vlog over.